Germany is in shock after an anti-Semitic attack on a synagogue in the holiest day of the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. A heavily armed gunman tried to force his way into the building in the eastern German city of Halle on Wednesday, but was prevented from entering. He then shot and killed a bystander in the street before killing another person at a nearby kebab shop. Well, for more, let's bring in DW reporter Kate Brady, who's standing by for us in Halle, and our political correspondent Simon Young is with us in the studio. Good day to you both. Kate, what are the latest developments in this investigation? I understand authorities have been searching houses.
There was overnight in the nearby area of Landsberg, there were some searches done overnight, and we heard from eyewitnesses, locals there in Landsberg, that some officers were going from house to house, and also we've learnt since that one particular apartment was searched in Eisleben, and as far as we know, the main suspect who was arrested yesterday, that 27-year-old suspect, he actually came from Eisleben, but we're still waiting to hear from authorities any more confirmation on exactly what they found during those searches and in what way they were connected to the events here in Halle and in Landsberg yesterday. But the focus here in Halle today, as you can see, is this vigil which is about to take place behind us here. I'm currently stood in front of the synagogue where that gunman tried to enter yesterday during those Yom Kippur services. And as you can see, the crowd behind me is growing. There's people from Halle's Jewish community and also other locals from Halle coming here to pay their respects today, both to the two victims yesterday in that shooting, many of them bringing candles and flowers, laying them at the door here, just a few meters away from me as well. In respect as well to the Jewish community here in Halle, which was attacked yesterday by that gunman. And just behind this police van there is the door through which he actually tried to enter, and you can actually see the gunshots, the holes from the bullets where he tried to enter through that door yesterday, but was fortunately unable to enter, where up to around 70 people were actually attending services at the time in the synagogue.
Simon, you're following this investigation as well, of course. What more do we know about the attacker and his motives?
Well, a 27-year-old local man who neighbours say was pretty unremarkable. They hadn't noticed anything about him, certainly nothing suspicious in this sense. But what police say they know about him was that he had some kind of right-wing ideological background. And there are some more concrete points because he published a kind of manifesto that he put on the internet about a week ago in which he said that he had the objective to kill anti-whites and particularly Jews, as he put it. And of course, this incident took place on the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur. And the man also streamed it. He live-streamed his attack from a camera mounted on the helmet online. So, you know, and during that, he was making commentary expressing hatred against Jews. I would also say, though, that he seems to have been more indiscriminate than that. When he couldn't get into the synagogue, he killed a couple of other people who don't appear to have had any specific connection. And I think this links to another idea of, you know, these kind of attackers, sort of video game style killing fantasy of indiscriminate killing. This man also is alleged to have said that he was happy to kill Muslims and left-wingers. So, you know, before we say that it's a purely anti-Semitic attack, we should also look at the whole context, and police are obviously investigating that now.
Well, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has expressed condolences after yesterday's shooting. Here's part of what he said on Twitter. He wrote, "The terrorist attack against the Jewish community in Halle on Yom Kippur is additional testimony that anti-Semitism in Europe is increasing. I send condolences to the families of the victims and call on the German authorities to continue taking determined action against anti-Semitism." Simon, how serious is the problem of anti-Semitism in Germany, and what are German authorities doing to address it?
Well, it is a serious problem. Jewish groups have been warning about growing anti-Semitism for some time, and we saw anti-Semitic incidents up 20%, for instance, last year, with more than 1,000 incidents across Germany, 69, I think, violent attacks. So, it is a serious problem. What are the authorities doing? Well, showing solidarity with the Jewish community is one thing. They're also talking about stepping up police action, for instance, offering them the opportunity to act more quickly to identify anti-Semitic crimes as a specific class of crimes rather than just general racist hatred. Also giving courts the opportunity to put people in jail for longer if they're convicted of this kind of thing. But also groups are now calling for police protection to be provided on a routine basis, much more to synagogues. It's done in larger cities in Germany, but perhaps it'll have to be done elsewhere as well now.
Simon, thank you very much. DW political correspondent Simon Young with me in the studio, and there in Halle for us, DW reporter Kate Brady. Thank you very much to you both.